Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by. I thought I would pop on and maybe do a little bit of a craft with me video today. I recently was gifted a few gorgeous kits from Lorna Taylor, who is TaylorMade journals here on Etsy. And then she also has a wonderful YouTube channel, which I will link both of those below so you guys can go and check her out. And I was trying to finish up a mixed media art journal that I had taken a class on and work on that. But then when she gifted me the kits, I thought, well, I'm just going to change gears and print them off and do a couple of things, because it's kind of like, you know, when you're a kid in a candy store and you get something new, you really want to play with it. So I printed off this kit to play with today that she had gifted me. It's called Snow Angels. And I didn't print off everything. There's I don't know, 30 or 40 pages in it, but I printed off the ones that I wanted to play with, and I've already cut up some of them, and then I thought, well, maybe I should pop on and just do a craft with me just to show you guys. But I'll just kind of show you a little bit of what the kit looks like. It's some wonderful little pictures of women and children with little angel wings on them. It's so sweet. Perfect for winter journals, but I'm going to use what I'm making today. I like to make winter wonderland themes things, and I had been saving up some laces and trims for a while for a journal, and so I thought that these cuties would be gorgeous to pop in on a couple of ephemera pieces or pockets, those kind of things in the journal. So I did print off some of those, and I just wanted to show them to you guys. And I did choose to print them off on I did reduce them slightly to an 8x10 instead of the full sheets, just so you guys know that I did make them slightly smaller. And I printed these two off. I think I might put one of these little girls in that mixed media journal that I'm working on, because they were just so stunning. So I had to print them off. I couldn't decide which one I wanted yet, but I did print those off. But all the other ones, I think a few of them are going to end up in my winter wonderland type theme journal. But here's another little sheet. What I like about this kit is she has a lot of different sizes. I know that first one that I showed you is a little bit bigger. Where did that one go? Of course, now I can't find it. You know, she has some bigger sizes like this, which are perfect for the journaling cards. And then some little bit smaller sizes, which are perfect for clusters and layering. I thought they could also make some cute paper clips, which I eventually will do that. I don't think I'm going to make a paper clip today, but I did want to show you a couple of the pieces. And then I also was playing around, and I had this pearlescent paper, and I thought, well, I'll try it on that, because I was just curious if the ink kind of soaked into it, so it didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted to on that, but I just thought I would show it. So if any of you guys out there have the pearlescent paper and you have the same idea to try and print it on that, it's very subtle and it looks nice, but it just quite wasn't what I was hoping for when it printed. But I'm sure that had to do with the ink going into the paper, because as you can see, it printed gorgeous on this paper, which this paper is a matte photo paper, if anyone is wondering, and it was by Canon. It was a little box of photo paper that I'd found at the thrift store, and I really like how it printed. It was really nice. It printed nice. So moving on, I just wanted to show you guys a few of the images that I printed from the kit. Again, that was the Snow Angels kit that she had. Again, what a fun little kit to use for Christmas journals. I also think some of these images would be really cute for Christmas cards, so I might use a couple of them and cut them up and put them and pop them on some Christmas cards. But I was just going to play a little bit today. Like I said, I was kind of felt like I was a kid in a candy store with a new kit to play with that I hadn't really planned on. I did look at them when she posted them, and then I told myself, no, you need to work on the projects you already have before you put something else in your Etsy cart to buy. And then, you know, like I said, she just gifted me a couple of them, so I was like, oh, perfect. So now I got to play with them. But I pulled out this is some scrapbooking paper, and it has music notes on it. It's just a scrap. And I was thinking, and I printed off, like I said, some of hers, and I already cut them. And I did go around and ink the edges. I used some distress ink. I think the color is It's called Stormy Sky. It's the Tim Holtz Distress ink. And I did sew around the edges already. I did that off screen before I sat down. Because some of these I kind of had, I pulled out a couple of, scraps and things from my stash to play with. Some of them I kind of have a little bit of idea what I want to do, and some I don't. But I just figured I'd make a little bit of ephemera, and then that way when I actually start my Winter Wonderland journal, probably won't be till January or so, I'll have some ephemera to play with. But I pulled out kind of this little lace netting tool that I pulled off of a prom dress that I cut apart. And so I was thinking that might make kind of a nice background over this. And then I typed up some words a long time ago, and I just cut out one of the words that says "There's beauty in simplicity," and I die cut. So I was thinking I would do something with that. I also have this little piece that I received in some Happy Mail a while back, or in a swap. And so I was thinking I might do something with that on here, and then maybe add a snowflake or something, maybe some more lace. But I think to begin with, I want to tear around this sheet and then maybe ink the edges. So I'm going to start with that. I'm not going to glue it down yet. I'm just going to tear around this just to get it a little bit smaller. And I'm thinking I'm going to use this piece for like maybe a little tuck spot in my journal, is kind of what I envision this piece as being. I'll just glue it on a piece of paper and make it into a tuck spot. And I don't know where this scrapbooking paper came from. I pulled it out of I have a drawer of like winter type scrapbooking paper, and I must have made a card or something with it a long time ago because it was just a scrap. So yeah, I think I like that. And I'm just going to ink the edges. That's a little darker than I thought. This was yeah, here's the color. It's a very juicy pad. I don't think I've ever used it before, so it's kind of a little bit darker than I want, but that's okay. I just wanted something other than the normal color, which is, I usually use Vintage Photo, but I just wanted something with blue on it. And some of my other blue distress inks were just a little too tealy. They had too much teal in them. So I decided to go a little bit darker. And I kind of envisioned my Winter Wonderland journal having lots of snowflakes and being lots of shades of blue. So, and again, I think these little girls are going to be perfect for that. So and then I think the other thing I want to do, is add some eyelash trim to the back. That's kind of something I like to do. It adds a little bit of character, and it looks really pretty in journals, and it doesn't add a lot of bulk, I don't think. So I have this kind of blue color, and again, I think sometimes I get a lot of questions on where I get stuff from, and I think that one was something that I had picked up at the thrift store. I usually find most of my eyelash trim at the thrift store, but otherwise you can buy, Hobby Lobby usually carries it. I think they call it Fun Fur. And usually specialty yarn shops have some sort of eyelash trim type yarn in it. This one's actually kind of pretty. It has a little bit of iridescence to it in some spots. So it kind of reminds me of winter and snow. And I like to put glue around my edges, and then as you can see, I don't know if you can kind of see, I'm kind of twisting it because I like to try to put as much as I possibly can on the outside of the eyelash when I'm just edging something. So if you're watching, you can kind of just see I'm just putting it on top of the glue, but I'm kind of holding it so that most of the eyelash trim goes on the outside. Sometimes your hands get kind of gluey when you do this, but I really like the way it looks. So now let's flip that over and look at it. I probably should have done that before I started filming, but isn't that cute with a little eyelash trim on it? These images are really pretty that I don't think you really need to do a lot to them, but I do like the look of that. I probably don't need to put this down first, but I think I'm going to. And I'll just need to cut it a little bit more because it's a little big. And I'm just going to kind of rough it up as I'm cutting it. And I think I was a little bit off camera there, so sorry about that. I'm just kind of going back and forth with my scissors. I'm not necessarily cutting in a straight line. I just want the edges to look a little roughed up. So let's see what that looks like. And I think I need to rough up the edges down here a little bit. They just look too cut straight, I guess. And same with up here. I just wanted to make them look a little shabbier than what they were. Yeah, it was a pretty little prom dress that I cut up. I found it, I kind of forgot about it until I dug out my, because I have a little tote that I had put away all my Winter Wonderland theme stuff, and I had thrown in the dress in there, and I'd already cut it up. But I found it at the thrift store, and it had some issues, so I didn't think anybody was going to buy it for prom. And the straps were broken and it had a hole in it, so I don't really feel guilty about cutting it up and using the lace on it. So doesn't that look cute? So I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down then. You know, if you wanted to do something similar and you had purchased Lorna's kit, if you don't have the lace, you could definitely do like cheesecloth. I think that would look really nice, or some tulle underneath it, or a different type of lace. I always just have fun with just kind of walking through my craft room and seeing what I have that I can layer on things when I do projects. So there's what that looks like. And again, I want to put this on here. I still have a little piece of this left that I could use on something else. I'm not quite sure, like this must be some sort of trim or something, but when I got it in my Happy Mail, I just had a little bit of it. The person had shared it with me, and I thought it kind of looked a little bit like Winter Wonderland-ish, you know, like maybe like frozen icicles or something like that. So I just thought that would look kind of cute. It also kind of reminds me of Halloween too, so of like spider webs or something, but I think it's going to look cute on here. So I think that's really pretty. What else do I have on my desk that I can play with here? I do have some little snowflakes that I picked up a long time ago at Hobby Lobby. I also have some brads, so I could put a brad, and I have bits and pieces in my little pile of extra stuff that I could put, you know, a flower on here instead of a snowflake, and then maybe put a snowflake up there. I think I like that with just this little bit of smaller flower up here, so let's cut that out. And this lace, I think, came off of a wedding dress that I cut apart. This is just a remnant. I had recently altered some cups on my for a swap, and I used some of this lace on her cups, so I'm just kind of playing with the scraps that are still sitting on my desk. I think this is my last one that's this color, so but I kind of feel like it needs, I don't know, needs that to stand out. I don't know what color of brads I have. Let's look here. I have some snowflake brads that I've had in my stash for a while. I think I keep on coming back to that one, so I think I'm going to do that instead of the brads, but I'm sure they'll end up on something eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all this stuff down. And this, I think, this little piece, once I put glue over it, because otherwise I don't know how this is going to stay on here. Maybe if I just put the glue on these little bit bigger spots, maybe. Probably one of those things that maybe should have sewed on somehow, but I only need it to attach in a couple of spots. We'll just try that there, but I think it'll be fine once I add this. So while this dries and I wait for my hot glue gun, I'm just going to move on to the next Next little thing that I have here, but I'll hold this up so you guys can kind of see what it looks like so far. Isn't that pretty? And she's beautiful. I just love her. So I'm hoping I was in camera for all that. I do apologize if I wasn't. I think I might have been zoomed in too much. So this one I kind of have a little bit of idea, but I pulled out a couple different papers because I'm not 100% sure what I want for this one. So here was the image that I chose from Lorna's kit. And then, oh, the other thing I wanted to do, and I forgot to do this on the last one, was I have some Winka Stella, and I'll go back and do that. But these are like, kind of like a clear glitter pen, and some of mine are getting dry. But, let me see if I can get it running. This one might be the one that's empty. But there's just a little bit of glitter that comes out, and it's kind of fun to put on images. So I don't know if you've had these before, but if you do, you need to make sure you take off the little ring, which is maybe why the other one wasn't working. And then I'm just going to grab the scrap just to make sure that I don't. Then you can kind of see, once you push on the sides, you can kind of see the glitter starting to come forward, and for whatever reason this one's pushing, it's coming through where it's not supposed to. But we'll just work with it. I'll just pick it up there on the scrap paper, and I'm just going to just put a little bit on her wings and her hair. You know, it's kind of like using stickles, but it's not as chunky, I guess. It's just very subtle. I'll hold it up and maybe you can see it. I did want to do her too, so I am going to grab her real quick and add a little bit onto her wings too. You know, sometimes I use my fingers a little bit to spread it too. Normally you don't have it, you know, normally you can just use it directly, but I'm not quite sure why it came out so fast on this one. So I'll hold that up again. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's going to show up very well on camera, but it just adds just a little bit of glitter. And let's get back to this one. So what I had in mind was I grabbed some, I like to use like tags. I save my tags when we buy clothes, and I like to decorate them and just use the junk. So I was thinking that she would look really pretty on the front of it. And instead of using it as a tag, I was thinking I could maybe use it as like a page hugger. So if this was your journal page, you could just put this over the top. Or if you wanted to, you could just put it on your page and then just open it up like this too. So that was kind of what I'm thinking. So she's going to be for sure the top of that. And so I just basically on this one, I think I just need to add some paper behind her. And again, just some scrapbooking paper. So let's glue this one down. And again, I think I want to put some sort of eyelash trim behind her. This time I think I'm going to use some white. Okay, so next, I know I'm going to glue her on the front. And I was thinking I would put some lace. I have this blue lace, so I was thinking that would be really pretty. And then I printed off the word Song of the Snowflake, and then I die cut a little banner because I was thinking I would put that on the bottom. But let's add some papers to the inside. So I have some different scrapbooking paper. You will see a little bit on the bottom. This is actually some of Lorna Taylor's digital paper that I had left over from one of her kits. I'll link what that kit. I can't remember what the name of that one is offhand, but I use this one quite a bit. Just kind of as background layering pieces on a lot of things, so I usually have lots of scraps left over. I kind of like that. I also had found this little snowflake piece. And I think I'm going to go with that one, but I think I'm going to put, I don't think this one is quite wide enough. But I think I'm going to put this one just up here, because then that gives you a nice spot to journal on if you want. So I'm going to put this one up on the top here, so when you open it up. Or do I want to put it on the back? Because if I put this on a page, and I probably should cut out another image to put on the back side of this, which I didn't do. But I can do that later. But if you put that on the back, and then if I cut out one of her other images and layer that with a piece of lace, yeah, I think I want to do that, because I wanted this as to be a page hugger. I didn't think this one through all the way. It looks like I got a good deal. It normally, whatever it was that we bought was $90, but I paid $24 for it for clothing. I'm just going to pull that price tag off. My husband and I work outside quite a bit in the summers, and so we buy a lot of like clothing that wicks away moisture and stuff. That so a lot of times we buy like North Face is one of the brands that we buy. But as usual, I usually try to look for good deals. So usually I try and buy stuff when it's on clearance. Yeah, that could also be really cute to make into a pocket too. On the back side, hanging it down on the back side. I'll have to think about that here. But let's just get the paper cut first. Let's move on to getting some paper on the inside then. Yeah, so I think I wanted to put this one there, because I think that would look really pretty with a little bit of snowflakes. And then I found this other like Stamperia paper that was scrap. So I was thinking I could maybe glue some of that down up here. And it's still light enough colored that I'm probably not going to do anything other than putting paper on the inside. Because it's light enough that you could journal on it. Or I could put this one of Lorna Taylor's, and then maybe just put a strip down the side right there. Because I really like the patterning on this one. Yeah, let's just do that. I can figure something out for that. So let's just glue this piece down and cut it out. Yeah, I've been making junk journals for a while, but the reason why I started making them is I originally was a card maker, and I still make a lot of cards, but I always had all these scrap papers left, or papers that I decided not to use, which obviously this one I had layered up to do something with and then ended up not using it. And so that was one of my main reasons for when I realized about junk journaling. I was like, oh, I can use up all these scraps, but for now it seems like I make even more scraps since I started making journals. But it is a good way to use up scraps from other projects. So let's ink the edges of that one. And then let's add this one right here. And I could just layer that scrap right there. That'll work for that. I could make it into a pocket. So I think I am going to make this into a pocket. Let's put a little bit of glue. You could have covered that little spot too if your paper's a little short like mine was. You could cover it also with a little bit of washi tape. But I forgot to grab out see if I had any winter themed washi tape. So now I could stick a tag in there, which right now I don't have anything to stick in there, but let me see, I might have a tag punch sitting on my desk here. Don't know if this will fit in there or not to punch out. Probably not. Let's see. I think I have the next size down. Sometimes when you have little scraps, it's hard to fit them into your paper punches to make them fit just so. You need tweezers or something. That sometimes happens when you're trying to cut with a scrap, but we'll make it work there. And that I think I can glue onto the middle of that. So that's kind of cute, and I'll stick that in there so it has a tag. I might punch out later some more tags to go in there. Yeah, I think I'll eventually print out, not print, but punch out maybe one more tag. And I don't know yet what, but we'll just set that in there right now so I remember that that's a pocket. And let's get to decorating the front side. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the solid parts just to get it kind of tacked down. I think I'm going to angle it a little bit, and then once this glues down too, it'll go through. The glue will go through, so it should stick just fine. Well, that's really cute. I don't know though now if I want this on there or not. Song of the Snowflake. I have some lace here. I was thinking about putting this maybe on the bottom. Not quite sure where I got this lace from, but it kind of reminds me of snowflakes a little bit. I'm assuming it probably came from a grab bag from the thrift store when I bought it. Because you actually won't see this lace if I do it as a page hugger. That's what you'll see. I'll probably need to put a little clip or something up there eventually. And then on the back side, I'll have to decorate that later. I'll add another one, cut up another one of those images that are similar to this one for the back side. So yeah, I think I do want to put the little sentiment right across here. Otherwise, I could put another layer of this lace. What else do I have? That's kind of pretty. Let's do that. I'll just save that for something else. So I'm going to glue this. I do like this up, but it almost looks like it's part of her hat. So let's put this up there. So that's cute. I like that. And like I said, I'll come back and add another one of her images on the back of that one. I just didn't have anything cut out. I hadn't really thought that one through all the way. And then you can, this is light enough that you can journal on that. And then even if you were to take this tag out, you could also journal on that. So there's some journaling space on that. And I could leave this one blank too for journaling, but since I know it's going to be hung over a page, I'm going to decorate the back, but I'll come back to that one. If I have time, I'll still do it on this video, but if not, just know that I'll take one of those other really pretty images. You know, maybe that one's kind of cute. That one's already somewhat cut up. Let's see what else I have. You know, one of those girls. This one almost looks like the one on the cover of that. So I'd probably choose a different one. But he's kind of cute, so, you know, maybe I'd put him on the back. I'll keep him out just in case. In case I have time, I'll do that one later. But I really like how that one turned out. And let's just go ahead and glue this little snowflake down on this one. And that one's finished. And again, I think this would be fun to put as a tuck spot on my journal. You know, and then you could tuck something in there. So I like that. So the next thing I had, and I have a little bit of this prepped. I have a pocket right here that I put some lace on. It's one of those long side pockets like this. And you could use this part right here. I had the tool here, and then you can also use something here. So I just was going to make one little piece to put in that for right now. And I chose this image from Lorna's kit for that one. So again, I'm going to use a little bit of this Winka Stella on her wings. Ooh, shoot, that was not supposed to happen. I knew it was going to happen too. All right, well, we'll figure out. I was going to add this, so maybe we'll make sure that we put that right there, because that'll cover most of that. So accidents happen, I guess. No big deal. We usually can figure out something to... I don't know why. Usually it doesn't do that, but there must be something wrong with this pen, with this one, that it kind of leaks like that. It's fine until I squeeze it to get more of the liquid out, but once I squeeze it, then it does that. So I need to make sure that I have a scrap piece of paper when I... because it's leaking out the side, and it's not, that's what the problem is. It's not supposed to be doing that. And again, I know it's probably not going to show up, but there's a nice little glitter or sparkle to that. I think that's all I'm going to do on there. And again, you guys will probably get tired of seeing me add eyelash trim, but I'm going to add more eyelash trim to this one. So I have another piece of like scrapbooking paper. And I might need to back it because it's kind of a thinner piece of scrapbooking paper, so I might need to put another piece of cardstock or something on the back of it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I just wanted to get the bases done for this little project. Of course, now that I started working on this journal, I'm going to want to continue to work on it, but I really need to finish a couple other things first. But yeah, she's pretty. isn't she? Stick her, you know, tuck her in somewhere into that pocket. So, and then on this one, I was going to add this. And so hopefully that'll kind of cover up my little boo-boo there. I know it doesn't show on camera, but there's just a little bit of glitter there where I didn't really want it, but we'll go like that. Then I had this fun little enamel snowflake charm I was going to hang from that. Let's see, what else do I have? I have some tulle sitting here. Trying to decide, I don't know if I want to add too much bulk to it because it's going in the pocket, but I want a little bit more decoration. Let's see. I was thinking on the pocket here, I was going to add this really pretty trim. Again, this was some stuff that I pulled out of a grab bag from a thrift store that I had picked up recently, and I was just going through it, and I think that would look kind of nice on the pocket here. So let's glue that down, especially since I have the hot glue out right now. I'll just go ahead and use that. So I like that. That'll be pretty. And this background paper right here is just some scrapbooking paper. Again, just a remnant that I had left over. So if that sticks in there, you know, and you pull it out on the pocket, a tab right here, and I was just going to add just a little bit more detail. And so I had this piece that came off of a prom dress again, and it just reminded me of like a frozen like winter garden, or you know how for those of you that live somewhere where it gets cold and things get frosty and cold on some of those days where things just frost over, this part of the dress reminded me of that. So I think I want to put this on here somewhere. I think I want it from the ground on the butt base. So let's go ahead and add that. So I like that. And then let's see. Maybe I should have put this underneath this. So I was going to add this little sentiment there, but this is too far down now. Then that kind of covers. I had a little goof up with Wink Stella too over there, so that kind of cover that up. And then let's add a snowflake or something. I have a couple other ones. The silver one, that one's kind of pretty. Because that kind of matches. I have the silver eyelet there, so I like that. So let's put that there. I just use a little hot glue to put that one on. And so that's what that one looks like. Isn't that cute? And then this will fit into the little pocket here. Unless I decide to use it somewhere else on the journal. But for right now, that's the game plan on that one. So I have two more things sitting here. So hopefully I have enough time on this video. I have two more things that I kind of wanted to do. So here was the next one that I had a couple things prepped. So again, this was the image that I chose from the kit. I think she's beautiful. And again, I just sewed around the edges. And then I had this pocket. I had already made it before for something, and I found it in my stash. So I'm thinking I could put her in there with a tag, or you could also put her, if you put this on a page, you could also put the pocket behind there. And then I have, again, just some miscellaneous junk that I'm going to cover with paper. And I figured I could put her on there. The back side, I'm just going to have to cover the top because it has writing on it from the Bo Bunny. But it's actually lines on there, some written lines. So I thought you could still journal on that part. So let me see what I had for paper picked out. Okay, I had some more Lorna Taylor's paper that I found in my stash that I didn't use. I made some really pretty notebooks. If I remember, I'll try to link those. down below in the description box that I had used some of this paper for a while ago. And I still had a couple sheets and scraps left of that one. But like I said, I kind of like this kit too, just for background pieces. They just make nice pieces. And I like that this one has a little hint of blue in it. I'm not quite sure how well the glossy, or this is a little bit glossy packaging. I'm not quite sure how well the glue stick will hold on there, so I'll just use a little bit of this tacky glue. Kind of liking that. I think I kind of want to cover the back side too. I really like this paper, so I think I'm going to cover the back side also. Because I think it's light enough still that if you use like a darker colored pen, you can still journal easily on that. Maybe I'll do from up here. Yeah, we'll put that up there. So we'll go ahead and cover this back side. I was just going to use the lines that were on it, but I kind of like that paper today. I'm just feeling that more than I am this back of this packaging. I was just going to put like a piece of scrapbooking paper or something over the back side of that, just to cover the packaging part of it, that you know that you knew it was actually junk. But like I said, I save a lot of my packaging and I use it. You know, my journals probably don't show that, but I cover it a lot. It's just nice sometimes to have those little base layers when you're making tags and stuff. That sometimes starting off with packaging for tags is nice. Then they're not so flimsy. So yeah, I do like that better. But that's kind of cute now, just as the back side of that one. Maybe I'll... So if this is my pocket, I'm going to put her on there. I mean, this one has the nice blue showing through it. I think I kind of like the way that looks, so I'm going to leave that one as the back side. And again, let's add some eyelash trim to the back side of the image. And I had this little piece of, I'm not sure if it's not really tulle or anything like that, but or netting. It was just something I picked up at the thrift store for 50 cents. And so I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to put that down just as a little bit of a background on this, and I'll probably cut it down even more. But I think that's what I want to put under her. Yeah, that looks pretty. I can't let too much of it hang over because it's going in that pocket. So this one I might have to cut down to size. But I like that, so let's go ahead and glue her down. I'll put just a little bit of this glue in the middle right here. Probably going to save all these scraps. You know, you can use those in like really small clusters, so I might save these scraps for making some small clusters, and you know, with little snowflakes or something on them to add in on the journal. Maybe we'll make a little cluster with a snowflake in the corner here. We'll check that out here in a second. Because like if you layered this with a piece of paper behind it, that's kind of a cute little embellishment. This one I might have to set something on it to let it dry. When you have all those layers underneath it, sometimes it takes a little bit for everything to attach. That is cute. And then I had a little bit of this trim left, and I was thinking that might look kind of cute at the top on both sides. You know, and maybe, I was thinking about maybe putting a snowflake or something through the middle of this trim. I have a bag of miscellaneous Christmas stuff. You know, some of it's I've gotten in Happy Mail, some of it, you know, I've had from leftover projects. I'm going to see what I have for snowflakes. I was hoping to have some more of these glittery ones in there. Looks like I have a baggie of them. Oh, I do have some more of those blue ones. So if I put this up there, again, there was only one silver one, but I could always put the silver one on the front and then one of those on the back side. I think I like these blue ones just because they stand out a little bit more. And since I have the hot glue out, I'm going to use that just to glue this trim down. I want to do this again on the back side, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I might just put, just to stabilize it a little bit, I might glue the two pieces together. So I'll put a little bit of glue on the actual lace and then across here. That'll just make it a little more sturdier, I think. So that's cute. So I do have this left that I didn't use on that other project. So I could put that one there. Again, this is going in the pocket here. So I got to be careful how I decorate it. So that still fits in there. I feel like I need something else up here though. Just when it's in the pocket. So that would be fine. You know, I was going to use that, but I just feel like I need something else on the top here. What else? So I still have some of this left. So what does that look like? So I don't like that. So far I like this the best. And I could still put this down here. I have this pretty trim that I picked up from Lavish Laces a while ago, thinking I was going to use it in this journal. I just like there's just a little bit of silver on that. So what would that look like if I just put that down the side and then I put this up there just to kind of, because it just feels like I have too much space up there on this side. And if I did that and maybe tucked that underneath here, and then I could still add a little snowflake down here. That would work. Let's do that. I'm just going to glue a little bit of this down for right now up here. I'll put a little more glue down after I get this situated. I think I want to put this underneath, so let's glue this down next. I probably should have cut this out on cardstock. It feels a little wobbly. Let me see if I have. I just cut this out on thin scrapbooking material or paper. And I think I want an extra layer of stability, so I'm just going to glue it down and cut it out again real quick on a little bit of cardstock. I just realized I didn't put any glitter on her wings, so I'll do that right now real quick, just a little bit, or right there. I kind of like that. I was just seeing if I had any more of this trim to put. So hopefully that still fits in the pocket. If not, I'll just use it somewhere else in the journal. Yeah, it still fits, but barely. Maybe I could just put that in the tuck spot, or... Yeah, I don't know now if I'll use this, put it in here. I'll probably just attach it. I just like it like this too. I think that would look pretty, you know, if I put a paper clip and put it on the side of a page. Said I was going to put it in this pocket, but I don't think that's going to work now, because I decorated it too much, which is fine. Let's see on the back side if I wanted to do anything more on the back side. We'll just put this little piece up there. Just, I said I was going to put snowflakes on these, but I just wasn't feeling it. Sometimes I start off with a plan in my head and then it ends up being something completely different, which this one's a little bit different than what I had envisioned. But it works. I just got to glue this little bead down that's falling off. Sometimes that's the bad thing about wedding dresses, is the little pearls fall off. But that looks kind of cute for the back side. Again, it's just a writing spot, but I love that tag. That's just beautiful. But yeah, I'm happy with that one. So I have one more project here using Lorna's kit that I wanted to do real fast, hopefully. So I do have a CD envelope. I already lined it with a piece of like scrapbooking paper on the inside. And I did cut out, again, this was one of Lorna Taylor's kits. The same one that I used for that other tag that we just made. This was another sheet as a scrap that I had left over from before, and I just was going to, and I cut out a circle in the middle. I did sew around it. There's a little bit of sewing and inking the edges. I just was going to glue it down on this CD envelope. I just trying to see what orientation I want it. I think that's fine. And so that was that side, and then the back side again, using another sheet from Lorna's. Like I said, I can't remember what that one was called, but I'll link that one, or write the names of the kits that I use below. I was going to put this one on the back side. And then I cut another little piece for the flap. I think I like it that way. I thought about putting eyelash trim behind these images that I just glued down right now, but I decided not to. I think I'm kind of running out of time here on the video, so. That's cute. And then you open it up. So then I was thinking on the inside, so here's my journal card that I made, and I just used, again, some scrapbooking paper. So that's going to get stuck in here. And then I die cut out one of her beautiful girls, and I put it on another die cut, a circle one. And so I was thinking on this one, I know these CD envelopes, it's hard to put too much decorated stuff on the insides of them because there's not a lot of space in these. So if that were on the inside, you know, isn't that pretty? Oh, you guys probably can't see with if I did that. And then I was thinking of layering, you know, I had some of this when I was going through my stash of scraps. I still had some of this applique left. It has a little bit of silver on it, so I thought that was kind of pretty. So I wouldn't really need to do too much with this one. And then I was also thinking maybe on the inside where those circles are, I was thinking I might put some stickles in the middle of those just to add a little bit of color on it. So I was thinking of doing something like that. And then this side, I don't think I was going to do anything. Just trying to see if I have any like scraps of something I could put across the top. I'm just not sure how I'm going to put this in the journal, if it's going to go in a pocket or if I'll hang it over the top or something. So I might not decorate the back, but if you were to decorate the back, I mean, you could easily like add, you know, some trim and, you know, do something like that. Put a little snowflake or something on the back side. I still have more of this pretty little braid trim that I could add there, but not knowing how I'm going to attach it into the journal yet. I'm thinking I'm just going to put it in a pocket or hang it over the top, or I could hang it on the side too, like this. But so I'm not going to decorate the back side too much on this one. But let's put her together. I thought about putting eyelash trim behind her in here. I think I could still do that on this one. So I like that. That's cute. So let's go ahead and glue that onto the circle. Yeah, I just love these images. They're so pretty. You know, I've been wanting to make a Winter Wonderland journal for quite a while. And so, like I said, I've been saving laces and trims. And I have a little bit of idea what I'm going to use for the journal pages, but I wasn't really sure about like what kind of ephemera. So I was kind of, like I said, excited that Lorna gifted me this little kit to work with, because I think it's going to be perfect. I'm excited about this now, this journal. So I think I'm safe because there's a little bit of, I made the journal card smaller than the inside so I can wiggle it to make it fit right in there. So let's glue this down. Like I said, I don't know. I have a couple of these little confetti pieces that I could glue, but I think they just kind of get lost on the page. I'd like to put one of these on there, but I'm worried that that's going to bulk it up too much. But I think I'd probably be okay. But let me add a little bit of this to her wings. Or do I put it in her hair? Oh, let's put it in her hair. That's kind of cute. Or not her hair, but her hat. Oh, I like that. What a cute journal card. So now I got to decide. Like I said, I was going to put, my original plan was to put stickles in the little holes on this die cut, but I don't think I need it. I think the image kind of speaks for itself here. Let me see what else I had sitting on my desk, if there was something else that I could add without putting too much bulk on it. I do have some of this old rickrack trim. Let me just see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't like that. That doesn't really match. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave it. Other than, let's finish the front side of this one. Then I think I better call it good, because this video is getting quite long. It's kind of fun just to sit down and play a little bit. Like I said, I had, you know, once she gifted it to me and I started printing off the images, I did have some ideas, at least where to start with them. But a lot of times it's not until I start playing with things that I know exactly what I'm going to do. So I think I like that. That looks cute. You know, luckily you don't see the back side when on the inside of the window envelope, so it doesn't really matter. I just thought I better check to make sure that the hot glue, I had it on the cooler setting. You know, my setting has like a hot and a low, and so I have it set on the low setting. Because sometimes if you have it on the hot, it kind of can melt things, but it didn't feel like it did that there, so. Again, I'm just going to glue a little bit at a time on this one just so I get my placement right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where I got this applique. It's probably got it in some Happy Mail, and this is all I have left of it. It's just a couple pieces that I have floating around. I wish I had more of it because it's kind of pretty. It has a little bit of silver on it, which is perfect accent for like a winter wonderland. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys just heard my alarm go off. That's my time for me to go down and go eat supper. Or go make supper, I guess. So that was kind of perfect timing. So yeah, I really like that. That's cute. You know, the back side again, I'll probably end up putting some sort of lace up here, or I could add a little pocket down here, but not knowing exactly how I'm going to use it in the final journal, I'm just going to wait. I don't want to over decorate that until I know. But I am happy with just the way it looks right now. So let's just pop this back in so you guys can see what it looks like. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? I just thought I would do a little recap of everything that we completed. I know I had a lot of fun. I apologize that the video got so long. But here was a little page hugger that we decorated. And I really love how that turned out. Again, it had the pocket and the writing space. And then the back side has writing space. Or I might go back in and add... I think he's kind of precious from Lorna's kit. I think I'm going to add, just kind of similar to what I did here, add him with, you know, a little bit of trim or a little snowflake or something on the side. So I'm probably going to embellish this one a little bit more on the back side. Also had this gorgeous little tuck spot. Again, I would just add it onto the journal page and then I could tuck something in there. You know, maybe even I could tuck this tag that got a little big, but I think I'm going to use this tag. Then we also created this tag, and my original plan was to stick it in this pocket, but it got a little too bulky, so I'll have to use that for something else. But I'm thinking with this one, I could just attach her with a little bulldog clip or a little paper clip on the side, and I think that would be stunning. And then you could still use it as a tuck spot if you had it with a paper clip. You could still add another something behind her if you wanted to. And then we had this little pocket here again I was going to put on the edge of a page. And then I had this beautiful journal card that we created. And I was going to just slip her in there. I just kind of like the mystery of seeing something through there and wanting to pull it out and see what it was. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. That one still. And then this last one that we decorated, which I really love. This one turned out way better than I thought it was going to. The decorated CD envelope with a little bit of applique and then the beautiful girl on the inside. I think that's just stunning. And again, just a kind of a basic back. I'll wait and decorate that once I figure out how it's going to go in the journal. But I could, again, put it over the page. Like that. I think that would be, you know, another over the page. Then it would flip up and then you could pull it out and then I could still have something up here, writing space, or I could add, you know, a pocket or another one of the little images. Again, I could just attach it to with a paper clip. Or I've also in the past added like flips so that you could just flip it over. And then you'd still have like writing space behind it and then have a flip. Or I could put it right here, which maybe that's what I would do in the journal page. Maybe, even though I already decorated this part, I could just cut something different there to layer. But I could glue that top of this down and make it a flip and then pull it out. So I'm thinking maybe now I wish I would have put this image right there. But I'll just use another one of those scraps. I still have some left over that we cut out. So that might be what I end up doing with this one in the journal. Because I think that's stunning. And then you'd still have like the pretty, you know, whatever paper you use here. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that one. I will take pictures so you guys can see those at the very end, just so you can see pictures. And again, thank you so much for this kit, Lorna. I had so much fun working with it today. So again, thank you so much for watching today, and until next time, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.